Hey guys, welcome back. I'm out here at the Napa River doing some sturgeon fishing. I want to take some time to show you guys how to tie your own custom sturgeon leaders. I want to give you some tips, some techniques that I have found that work well for me. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please like, please subscribe, and share with all your friends. A sturgeon leader using traditional 80-pound Berkeley stainless steel rubber coated wire. So traditionally, everybody uses the K style hook. They work good, they're a good hook. I want to show you how to make it using a K style hook to start off with. So we're going to start off with an A5 crimp. We're going to slide it on the line. Then we're going to take a bead and we're going to slide it on the line. And then we're going to take our hook. And I've already ground the barbs on the hook. In California, you have to use a barbless hook for sturgeon. So we're going to take and put another bead on. And then we're going to slide it back through the A5, like so. And what I do is I take a pair of pliers, because you have to bend this back over the cable. You have to bend it back over and stick it back in. Otherwise, there's a chance that it could pull out, but that little loop left makes it so it won't pull out. So I get it all lined up like so. I slide it down so it gets to the tension in which I want it, where that this hook will move around and these beads move around, which is about there. So this is a 6/0K hook. And then I take and I put it in my crimper and I line it up and I give it a good squeeze. It doesn't have to be really hard squeeze, just a good firm handshake style squeeze. And now that's crimped on. That end is done. And in California, you're allowed to add up to 1/2 ounce of weight onto your leader, and it can go all the way down to your hook. And we're going to start off by putting a bead on, just like so. And then we're going to take a worm weight. This is a 1/4 ounce worm weight. You're allowed to use up to a 1/2 ounce. I don't like to use the max. I want to be on the safe side, so I'm using a 1/4 ounce. And I slide the weight down. That's enough weight just to help keep it on the bottom, because that's where sturgeon feed. So to finish this leader off, we're going to take a 130-pound swivel. We're going to take another A5 crimp, and we're going to put the A5 crimp on. And we're going to put a 130-pound swivel on, and we're going to slide it back through the A5 crimp, just like so. Take our pliers, bend it over, just like so. Slide it in there, and then slide our crimp down. We don't need a big loop. That's plenty right there. And we're going to take our crimpers and we're going to firm handshake, crimp down, and that's all she needs. And when you measure this leader is from swivel to hook, it's 18 3/4. If you measure it with the swivel and the hook, it's 21 3/8. All leaders have to be at least 18 inches long. So there's leader number one. Leader number two is a leader in which that I have been using for years now, and I've grown to really like. It is a JHook leader, which I have already ground the barb. You can see in there I ground the barb out, because California, it's barbless hooks only for sturgeon fishing. So I start off by using an A5 crimp, and I slide it on like so. And then I take and I slide my hook on like so. And the trick that I found is, instead of making a loop like this and having it dangle, I wrap it around the shank of the hook and I feed it back. And I'm not trying to make anything tight right now. I'm just trying to get it kind of lined up here. And then you slide it back through your A5 crimp, like so. Come in with your pliers, grab it, bend it over. Just like so. And slide it right down, just like so. And then, so we have this big loop, we're gonna pull this loop out, just like so. Take our crimpers, do a good firm handshake crimp, just like so. And now that's done. And the thing that I like is that's hooked straight now. When you go to pull it, it's going to hook something. There's no way that that hook's going to bounce back. So now that I've gotten that done, I like to pin my weight just a little ways up. So I like to pin my weight just a little ways up from the hook. I've been doing this for years and it seems to work. So I'll show you how I do that. I just put an A2 crimp on the line and crimp it down. Now I'm going to take a red bead and put it down. You can use whatever color beads that you want. I just always use red. I'm going to take a 3/8 weight and slide it on. And then I'm going to take another red bead and slide it on. And then I'm going to take another weight, or another crimp, another A2 crimp. And I got it on, so you see you guys how it's on there. And I'm going to take, and I'm going to just crimp it down. And now that keeps my weight up off my hook. My bait is down here. I've been doing this for years. It's worked out really well for me. It's been my tried and true method. But all these leaders work, and they're all custom leaders. The main thing with a custom leader is adding a weight and making sure that the barb is ground. So it works for California. So to finish this off, we're going to take a 130-pound swivel, another A5 crimp, and we're going to slide it on. We're going to take our line, pull it back around the A5, pinch it over. I'm going to take and slide this down, make our little loop, just like so. There we go. Again, another firm handshake crimp. That's all that you need. There we go. So there's leader number 2. So the new thing, not new, it's been going on for a long time. A lot of people are using mono leaders. I think mono leaders are a great way to go. The Sturgeon are not line shy at all. They've been biting the stainless steel cable forever. The mono leader is a great way to go. I've started using mono leaders. I really like them. I'm going to start off by tying mono leader using a K hook, and I'm going to snail it on to the K hook. So I'm going to take and slide my line through like this. I like to come from the bottom side forward. This is an owner 6/0 K hook, Kale hook. Barb's already been ground to make it barbless. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in from the other side. Now, just like so. I'm going to slide this down, and now I'm going to nail this on here, just like so. So you just take and rotate it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Pull this down tight, just like so. Working with the heavy 100-pound mono is a little difficult. It takes a little bit of practice, but you don't need any fancy crimpers or anything. I grab a hold of it with a pair of pliers, get it pulled down nice and tight. See how nice that snail hook turned out? Clip the excess little tag end off there. We can toss it over to the side here. So, and then now, as that fish bites, because their mouth is round, and you pull this, it's going to hook on something as you pull it. If you had it going the other way, it'd be like this, and it might not hook anything. Just put it on the inside, just like so. The K hooks are great because they do not straighten out. These are big fish, potentially. We've caught fish over 9 feet long. Now that we've gotten that part done, I'm going to take and I'm going to put another red bead and another weight, 3/8 weight, what this one is, along with another bead, just like so. We're going to measure this out, and I'm going to cut it at 24 inches. So with mono, I like to use crimps to attach my swivel because I have the crimping tool and I'm used to using it. So I use crimps to attach it, and I use aluminum crimps. These are size I crimps, and you can put the little sleeve on there if you would like. If that's what you want to do, you can put the sleeve on. I find that I like to just do like what they do on a lot of your tuna leaders, is you just stick it through the eye twice and you go through the loop twice, just like so, and then you tighten this down. Okay, so we got our loop made. Then we're going to slide our crimp up to where we want it. That looks pretty good right there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to cut this little tag back just a little bit, like so. I'm going to take my lighter and I'm going to melt it, and that's going to create a little ball, little flat spot, little nub. So we're going to pause for a second and let this cool down. And now that it's cooled down, we're going to take and we're going to stick it in our crimper, and just a firm handshake crimp. That's all that you need. That's it. You don't got to well on it. You don't got to pinch it. You can actually pinch through the mono. You can pinch through the stainless steel leaders. I have seen the leaders break in the middle because somebody crimped one of these crimps too tight. It doesn't have to be way tight. So there's mono leader number 1. Great mono leader. If you like kale hooks, that's the one to be tying. That's the one to be using if you want to use a mono leader. So now I am going to show you how to make probably the fanciest, I'm not going to say it's the best, but the fanciest mono leader. You could do it out of the cable, whatever that you like, but it's probably one of the fanciest, most custom And I'm going to start off by showing you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use one of these Dragon Tackle scent chambers. We're going to use a barbless grabber hook. It's a fancy hook. It's barbless. It's California approved as barbless. It's got little itty bitty like bump or something, but California approved it as a barbless hook, and it's called grabber hooks. Here's the package right here. There's the package, made in Japan. So we're going to try one of them. So we're going to start off by snailing this hook onto this piece of mono. Slide the mono through, come back around with the mono, and slide it back through, just like so. Make my loop, grab a hold of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can give it an extra one and it can't hurt. Pull everything down nice and snug. Grab a hold of the tag end with my pliers. Pull it nice and tight. Come in. Clip off the excess. You guys, if you see me out there fishing in 2022 for sturgeon, I will be using a JHook with a mono leader snailed on just like this. So now that we have that put on there, I am going to take and I'm going to put a glow-in-the-dark bead. I don't know if it's going to make a difference for sturgeon or not, but I'm going to put a glow-in-the-dark bead on there, just like so. Next off, I'm going to put a 1/4 ounce weight, nice little bullet worm weight. I'm going to slide it on. There we go, got it slid on. So that goes down. So it has a little bit of glow in the dark. It has the weight that's needed. The weight won't get hung up on anything. It keeps it laying on the bottom nicely. I think it's going to work out great, personally. So now, let's put the scent chamber on. So when you open the package up, these are the big scent chambers. You have the scent chamber, which to clean, you push this little ball out, and it allows you to get up in there and clean up inside there. And it comes with a little tube to stick in your scent bottle so that you can fill it easily. So this is the large one. The guy said that it should be way more than strong enough to handle the fish. And according to the instructions, it states that we want to put the wire part with the ball going towards our hook. So we're going to crimp it on using a eye crimp, aluminum crimp. I'm also going to add the spring onto this one, just to show you guys one with the spring. And I'm going to slide the mono back through the crimp, and I can take and heat up the end just like so. See, it's nice and rounded out. That'll keep it from sliding out. We're going to take and we're going to pull this all the way down just like so. Take our crimpers, and it's a good firm handshake grip crimp, and that's all that you need. Now you got a nice swivel, and with the scent chamber, and this one is 27 inches long. And if you want it to, you could make it a little smaller. The other one that I made is 21 inches long. So there's a 21 inch. I've showed you how to make 4 different sturgeon leaders, 2 using 100-pound mono and 2 using 80-pound stainless steel rubber coated braid. All 4 of these are great leaders. All 4 of these will catch you a sturgeon. I do not connect my main weight to the leader. I know that some guys put a little 6-inch section up at the top and they put a crimp and they have their slider go back and forth. I don't like that. I run 65 and 50-pound braided fishing line on my reels, and I like to use these brass weight sliders is what that I get. They're a little hard to find. They're not as cheap as a plastic, but they don't break. I take and I put this on my line, and then I will take and tie it directly on to the swivel. Sometimes I will add a bead so that this doesn't slide down and hit and wear on the knot. I don't always do it. They're smooth on the inside. I've never had an issue. It's your personal preference on what style leader that you would like to run. I would tell you to make your own leaders, and it's not that expensive. If you're doing the mono leaders and you don't have a crimper and you don't want to spend the money to buy a crimper right off the bat, put a bigger swivel so it's easier to tie, because you can tie it on. Some guys don't use a swivel and they tie a loop at the end of the mono, and then they put a swivel on their main line from their rod and they clip it to their leaders. I have seen guys do that. There's nothing wrong with that. If it works for you, great. I like to put a swivel on. You don't have to use the fancy ones. You don't have to use a 130-pound, but if you want, you can use a 500-pound. You can use an 80-pound. It's whatever that you prefer and what makes you feel comfortable. And I always say that whatever that you have confidence in is what you're going to catch fish on. And normally what you have confidence in is what you've caught fish on in the past. And use your experience and try some new things, and I think that it will help you out in fishing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, please subscribe, please share with all your friends. Thank you.